Since my last video, the i3d importer got a serious upgrade. Quite a few updates today. The import got dramatically faster, the i3d mappings and the whole vehicle config now load into Blender too. You can import trees, and there are many smaller improvements. Hi Virtual Landscape Architect, I'm Nadine, and this channel is where FS modding makes sense. Let's talk speed first. Importing a heavy vehicle used to take around 40 seconds. Now, less than 6. Same file, same result, just a lot less waiting. Under the hood, I rewrote the slow parts, reading and parsing the shapes file and building the materials. I won't bother you with the technical details, you just need to know that the import is about 6 to 7 times faster now. Your own results depend on your machine, of course, but in all cases it will be a lot faster than before. The user interface received a small revamp. I hope it is a bit clearer to navigate now. The visibility options have now one header, plus an LOD1 and LOD0 selector if your model has this. We will see that in a minute. And all the headers are now collapsible. Plus, I introduced a Prepare for Export button. Now you don't have to remember to click all the buttons to put the materials back to the export material and unhide all hidden objects before export, but the importer will do it for you in one click. Now the big one. By default, that's changeable in the preferences, the add-on will now also load the corresponding XML file, if there is one with the same name in the same folder as the imported i3d. If your XML is named differently, it will not be loaded automatically, but you can still load it manually with this button over here. First, it will load the i3d mappings in the XML file and assign them to the right objects. You can also change the mappings in this text box here if you select an object which has a mapping. If you change it here, it will also be visible in the Giants exporter. That works around a Giants exporter bug on Blender 5.1, where you basically cannot set a custom mapping ID at all. Second, you get a store config preview. You can now switch the configurations just like in the i3d shop. You can change design, motor variables, attachers, colors, all the wheels with the real tires, and also the tire brand, and rim color. For the wheels, I also added a none option to remove them so that you don't export them with the object. Will everything work perfectly when you try it? Honestly, I can't 100% guarantee that, but I tested it with over 20 vehicles and also placeables, and these were fine. If something does not work correctly, please report it as an issue on GitHub, and the link is in the description. Let me use this moment to thank you all for the bug reports and the support and the positive vibe so far. This was a huge help for a one-person project like mine. I cannot test every nook and cranny up front, so your bug reports help the whole community by helping me make my add-on better. I really appreciate that. You can now also import trees. Here you can now choose to view the LOD0, that is the full detail model, or the LOD1, the flat version which is shown from far away. You can also view the tree in the different seasons. Blender automatically sorts the outliner alphabetically, while GE allows free manual sorting. This has led to issues in the past, so the importer now adds numbers to the outliner by default. You can see that here. You can turn that off in the preferences if you don't want it, but the re-export to GE will work fine because the Giants exporter has a feature which removes these numbers automatically. So after re-export, it will look the same as in GE before the import. I made a lot of improvements to the joint handling. Now joints beneath joints or special ordering and some other edge cases should work fine too. And there were some smaller bug fixes and improvements along the way. There was an issue with transparent textures losing the alpha blending. I worked on improving the FS22 imports, and I also updated the wiki. The link is in the description. One special thing I want to mention, because it was an issue in a few YouTube comments and also in a bug report. When you import an i3d that is not coming from the base game, and you want to re-export it with the Giants i3d exporter, make sure that you save the Blender file in the same folder where the imported i3d file sits. The Giants exporter will only export texture file information if it can't find the actual file. And if the i3d contains any relative file paths, these would be lost if the exporter can't resolve them. I cannot do anything about this exporter behavior, so the best I could do was add a warning for you to save your file if any relative paths were found during the import. Almost all of this came from your input. Every bug report and feature request on GitHub genuinely shapes where it goes. Thank you again for that, and keep them coming. If you are happy about these new features, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't be a stranger.